Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me again. I'm Sally Sharon Phillips, and I'm in Southampton in the UK. And today, here in Southampton, it's sunny at the moment. I'm just looking out the window. It's there's clouds going past quite fast. It's a bit blustery, and we've had some rain, so it's all a bit all types of weather all at once. Um, and that kind of mirrors the energies at the moment. It feels like it's constantly changing, um, and there's a strong feeling of this kind of random um, sense of us being drawn to lots of different um, duties, responsibilities, distractions, um, anything. And it feels to me like well, they said to do this today because it's although it would have been easier for me not to because I'm feeling really tired and busy, but um it's important to kind of for everyone to know that it's not like no one's finding this easy, and there's going to be these pulls on our energy, or there's going to be these apparent um needs like calling us. And it was really funny because since I put up, it was about 1 o'clock I put up, so 2 hours ago, that I was going to do this today because I wasn't sure until this morning, until then, really, that I would do it. And since I put it up, and I had no idea what it was going to be about, really. Um, but then people, various people, then started contacting me, not about this, but about sort of different things. Like it's almost like even though I didn't have time to to get ready because I had 2 hours, but I had loads of other stuff to do. Like they were sort of, I don't know. I was just thinking about this just now. Maybe it was like they said, okay, you're not going to have time to think about this. We're not going to let you. You're going to have to do all these other things so that you don't actually sit down and work out what it is, because we don't want you to think first, like with the logical mind, because often I would try and prepare and like it's part intuitive but part sort of make a couple of notes and, oh yeah, this is what I'm going to do. And today they weren't having any of that. All these different, I mean, not even about the same thing, people contacting me for completely random things, just like there was no reason it had to be now that they suddenly contacted me. It wasn't to do with this. And it's funny. I think the energy's just like that, and I think we're being um, like it's like we're being tested to can we kind of sit still in the middle of this, or will we like respond here and respond here and go along with things. So it was quite challenging, to stay in the flow and stay aligned, and also to kind of keep up with apparently need things that apparently need our attention. And like this morning, I walk my dog every morning, and I went out and walked her, and that was really nice in the woods, and it was all calm, and I was really, oh, this is okay because we're just in the woods and we don't need to do anything. But as soon as you come out of that, there's all these demands on you, and you can't. It's really easy to get knocked out. So before I rabbit on for ages, which I wasn't going to do today, I'd just like to place the pyramid of white light around us. So just picture yourself in the pyramid of white light, and this is a healing chamber for you today. And if you'd like to lie down inside your pyramid, this is going to be the best place to relax and recharge, and just allow yourself to be and allow yourself to absorb whatever is going to come through for you, whatever matches your needs, your requirements at this time. So at the top apex of your pyramid is a portal, a space, a little hole at the top, and lying down you can see this, and actually what's going to happen is the sun is going to shine down through there for you today, even if the sun's not shining where you live, even if it's nighttime where you live. Here there's sun in this room, so I can give you some of my sun. And through this sunlight, which is streaming down, all these rays of different coloured sunlight, is the exact requirement for your body and for your energetic field and for your balancing. So allow yourself now to absorb whatever it is that your body requires. And allow your cells to vibrate with the sunlight, which is coming to you through our sun from so many dimensions. And whatever is a match for you at this time will be able to be absorbed by you. So this won't overload you. This will be a supporting energy. Whatever colour combinations are required by each and every cell of your physical body. So allow yourself to bask here in your healing chamber. And allow these multi-dimensional strands of light streaming through our sun from all the other parts of the cosmos. The integration which you require at this time, streaming to you. So links which you have with different star systems, places, frequencies where you have stayed, where you have existed at some point in your journey to Earth. These connections are supporting you now. So the families which you have in other places, your soul families in other places, are now aware of you lying in your healing chamber, connecting with them. And part of this transmission today is going to be silent. So in the beautiful silence of your pyramid, I'm seeing the rose gold spiraling light filling your pyramid. Allow yourself to receive any guidance which is relevant and appropriate for you at this time. Being a 3-3 day, the 12th of March, this is a day for rebalancing of the divine masculine and divine feminine within us all. So allow that rebalancing to occur in every cell of your body. And this is a very important part of the Christ consciousness work which we are doing, becoming conduits of the Christ light here on earth. And this Christ light is divinely balanced, masculine and feminine, the creative force and the inspired force. So while the masculine doing part of us wants to plan and have things known in advance, our creative divine feminine side knows that all will work, all will be perfect, and that we may step aside for this divine creative force to unfurl within us. So it's time now to let go of the tug of war, this tug of going one way and then back the other, and just allowing it to settle. following divine inspiration in the spontaneous moment, step by step, in each moment. And with International Women's Day on the 8th of March and Mother's Day here, certainly here in the UK, and I know in other places they've been celebrating Mother's Day yesterday. It's a reminder of the powerful rebalancing that the Divine Feminine is already doing. She's already doing it without us. We don't need to keep interfering, but it's lovely to tune into this. But it's a thing that happens. I remember when I had my daughter and the people at the centre where I went for the antenatal classes, they had some lovely classes, and I remember one lady there who was lovely saying, you know, the baby will be born. You don't have to do anything. You just allow. That's the best thing you can do, because if whatever you think you need to do, it impedes the birth. And it feels a bit like that now, that the birth of the new earth, the birth of our new consciousness, we can sort of overcomplicate it. And it's really, really easy to feel overwhelmed by so many channelings and, you know, sort of things that you need to do, all these emails that you think of things that you've signed up for, and then sort of, should I do this? And I've got to keep up with that one now because I've signed up to that. And, you know, otherwise I might not be up to speed with my ascension, or I might not go to the new earth. And, you know, have I done enough activations? And that's actually quite a stressful, it can become quite an overwhelming stressor, which doesn't help because it takes us out of the knowing and out of the alignment. So let's now hereby give ourselves permission to miss them and not have to catch up, because we don't actually need to if we miss it. And they are lovely, you know, so it's nice if you find yourself able to listen to them and, you know, take part in things. And but I found recently I paid to do one, and then I just forgot because I was so busy, you know. And I can't keep sort of like telling myself off. Oh, why did you forget? You know, well, it's okay, because we've got to just be, because otherwise we're going to miss this. We're going to not notice what we've come for. So today, lying here in this healing chamber with your divinely balanced masculine and feminine cells, the light in your cells, divinely balanced. Just allow yourself to become aware of your role in the next step. Maybe you'll see yourself in a role. Maybe you're given a symbol now, or some codes, or a frequency. Maybe you're shown something entirely different. Because each of us chose our unique role before incarnating in this lifetime. And this is often far, far back. So, to the point of when we chose to come to Earth, which may be, several lifetimes ago, or hundreds, or thousands of lifetimes ago. What I've seen with my QHHT clients is that upon moving from the last sort of place of residence to Earth, whenever that was, there's a purpose which is agreed, which is then a theme for all the lifetimes on Earth. Although the lifetimes on Earth may not seem similar, there's a theme running through which is furthering the purpose which you chose with your council or light family or soul family in that place. Often it's a light council in that place that you left, in that frequency that you left. And what I've seen is that often there's a strong sense of reluctance and even sadness that you're choosing to come and being separated from the rest of that group for a long, long time. But there's a sense of purpose and commitment and knowing that it's inevitable, it's decided, it's not negotiable. This lifetime which you're in now is a culmination of your lifetimes on Mother Earth. And you came here for her. You came here for humanity. So as these energies stream through now for you, allow yourself to see what it is that you're doing, what it is that you're unconsciously doing, even when you feel you're not doing anything. And your healing pyramid is always here for you. It's a very powerful construct. From our own pyramids, we connect to each other. With lines of light. Like fairy lights in a grid. And what we're doing is we're building a grid, we're building new light lines as we connect around the world. We're strengthening those which are there and building new ones in a beautiful lattice-like light net. This assists us and assists Mother Earth. When we're in this peaceful, deep healing place in our pyramid of light. We've loosened ourselves from our outer distractions. We've come within. Where in this peaceful state we can see our role ahead more clearly. So let your cells be flooded with light. Let yourself be like a sponge, soaking up this glorious sunlight with all the colours for you, all the rays coming through for you. It's very important that you nourish and love this physical vessel which you've used to come in to this incarnation in. So let's feel this gratitude which we all have for our physical body. The love we have for this physical body, which allows us to take part here on earth at this time. We're reminded to keep ourselves hydrated because the water is the way which the higher frequencies and the consciousness flows. Through our bodies. The water is very important. The cosmic ocean, which is in each and every cell, links to the larger cosmic ocean. And if we allow that to stay, to get dry and to shrivel, we're no longer able to flow with the ideas, with the consciousness which is communicating with us from our light councils and our soul families. So that's how we cut off. That's one way that how we cut off these light connections. How we can feel so separate and so distanced from the loving soul families we come from. And of course, on one level, we're still with our families and our light councils. The higher dimensional part of us is there. And they're the ones who are telling us this information that's coming through and showing us these symbols and pictures and giving us this guidance and love and light. So it's up to us to lie here and allow ourselves to communicate with us. And the numbers are just one way that we do this, just one way that we can kind of knock on our doors and say, hello, can you see me up here? Can you remember what you've come for? So come back to this healing pyramid whenever you wish. Come here when you sleep if you choose. Just intend before you go to sleep. Just get in it, but as you go off to sleep, you'll be very safe and very loved and protected and vibrated in the high frequencies. And the yawning and the watering of eyes is all part of this release, allowing the busyness and the chaos to release, because it's so easy at the moment to get into that chaos, that dog chasing its tail thing. And we're telling ourselves to stop, get out of that dog chasing tail thing. Just stop. There isn't really anything to do, just stop and all will be revealed. So that feels much better already. And I wanted this to be quite short today because I know that people have outside responsibilities, external responsibilities, and sometimes when it's too long, you know, it becomes more of a burden than a help. So I wanted to just finish with a couple of things, and one of them is my friend Caroline Gibbons does these lovely creams called Caroline's Essence, which you can see there, and this one is called Fig Leaf Essence Cream, and it actually is specifically for balancing the divine masculine and divine feminine, or the masculine and feminine parts of us, so that those parts within us. And I've done this before with some friends, not on a big YouTube, but I've done it with some friends where I've given cream across the across the world, and people can feel the frequency of it. So here's Caroline's fig leaf cream, and I'm going to put some on. It's got such delicious smell. It's really beautiful, sort of floral, just lovely, delicious, and very soft and very sort of silky smooth. And I'm going to put it on my pulse points, I think they're called, wrist there. And I'm going to invite you to just put your hands out and receive some. Feel into that rebalancing energy. And I'd be really interested to hear what you feel, what you notice with that. And if you fancy finding out more about Caroline and her creams, I don't know if you can see that, it's gone a bit bright there, hasn't it? There's her website along the bottom there. It's www.carolinesessences.com. If you're there, Caroline, you can comment if you want to. She might watch it later. She didn't know I was going to do that. But it came up today because it's for the divine masculine and feminine, so it's for the balancing, and it felt like we really need to balance now. And before I go, just to remind you, if anyone's in the south of England who fancies coming along to Romsey next Tuesday, the 21st, the day of the equinox, we're having a physical group in the Wisdom Centre, which is a really nice, very calming, very spiritual it's like a temple. The energy is like a temple, and it's beautiful. So, and that's going to be just a day of self-nurturing and exploration and supporting each other with a lovely, delicious vegetarian lunch. Um, we're just going to be spoiled, and so I'm really looking forward to it. And it'd be lovely if you fancied coming, if you're near enough, because it would be lovely to meet some of you if I haven't met you before, and those of you who I have met, it would be lovely to see you again. Um, so that's happening, and then on Wednesday, which is the 21st, that's another 3-3 day. I'm going to do a equinox transmission. I don't know what that's going to be yet, because that'll be incorporating everything that we'll be doing on the Tuesday, probably. I don't really know, but if you want to, you can sign up with me for that, and it's going to be a distance transmission and a video, and connecting with us on the day. And I might take my laptop and do a little connection from the group as well, for those of you who register, because we were going to last year from there, and they do have Wi-Fi, but then suddenly it wouldn't let me. So it was very interesting. It was like, no, you're not going live from here. But I don't know whether it will this time. I mean, technically it should. It wasn't anything that it shouldn't have been able to. It just sort of stopped me doing it on my computer, stopped me doing it. So it'd be interesting to see if we can just go out live on for a little bit part of it, maybe. Was there anything else I wanted to say? So I talked about Mother's Day. That I think that was really important. That felt like a really strong day, especially with Women's Day coming so close before it this time. There's a really strong sense of mother and child links at the moment. They really need honouring. It feels like they're so important as part of this, and it must be to do with Mother Earth, and we're her children. So that's like mirrored in all our individual relationships as mothers and daughters. I don't want to go on too long, and they were the main things I wanted to say, and I hope I've addressed some of the things. But if you're still getting anxiety, which I know people are, and it's quite on a kind of physical level, it feels quite debilitating that I keep hearing about people being so anxious and so emotional and depressed, and there's so much of it. It seems to have really, really increased this last year, and this, in fact, now in this now it's really strong, isn't it? And I think it's heightening all these disconnected emotions. So the anxiety and the depression. I mean, depression is stuck down emotions. It's kind of being whatever's been repressed, stuck down, makes us feel depressed because we haven't been spontaneous, and we haven't let out our excitement, our joy. And that's it feels to me like the children now, it's like turning point, isn't it? The children now in our society, certainly here in England, up until now, they've been kept down, they've been sat still, they've not allowed to, express their excitement, express their joy, sort of, it's like, stop being silly, sit down. You mustn't giggle now because it's time to be serious and it's time to be sensible. And I think all of that, because we grew up with that, that's kind of what coming up now. It's like we're not having it anymore, and the children now, they actually can't have that because they're so energetically in tune that it sort of, they're so wired, and it breaks the circuits. That's how it appears to me. It kind of just breaks their circuits if you try to stop them, and it's quite an emotional trigger for me when I hear people and see people like putting their kids down and sort of keeping them sort of in order, you know. And I just want to say, let them run. I mean, as long as they're not running in the middle of the main road, you know, let them run around and do things, you know, and laugh. But that feels like it's going to rebalance naturally. I mean, and I think it might be a bit chaotic for a while that happens, but it feels like it's meant to. They're teaching us that we're supposed to be light and joyful, and you know, doing those things that we were told not to do, like because I mean, I'm sure lots of you were, but I was told, you know, those kinds of phrases like calm down, don't get carried away, you know, you can't do everything, stop being silly, you know, all of this. And of course that is what we're supposed to be doing. We are supposed to be getting carried away, which is actually like a manifesting tool. Getting carried away, that is what you're supposed to do, you know, creating the next reality by carrying yourself away. So they literally were telling us, you know, the other way, do it the other way. But that's got to get undone now. Oh, that's reminded me actually. I almost forgot. I'm going to have to write this down because I'll forget again. Next Tuesday at the group, and this will be for the distance group as well, and on the Wednesday, there's a thing about winding and unwinding, to do with the spiral of energy that I'm just writing it down. There's work for me about this spiral of energy. It came in last time with the rose gold spiral. I know lots of you get the spiral, so it's not just me, but there's a thing next week anyway that is to do with winding. It's about unwinding and then winding. So in the morning, yeah, that's it. In the morning on the equinox, we're going to do unwinding. We're going to unwind the, like those things I was just talking about, those kind of stuck bits that we were kind of, that we've kept down. So that's going to be the unwinding of the spiral, ready for the forward motion, and that's going to be in the afternoon, winding forward, spiraling forward. And that's the into the new earth energy, because it's the spiral of creation, which is why we meet on these equinoxes and solstices and the ones in between, the festivals in between. It's the cycles, it's the spirals of creation, and they're spiraling. Sorry, I'm pointing at you with a pen. That's not right. There's a spiral of creation which it doesn't just go round and round. So like the wheel of the year goes round, and you sort of we might imagine, well, I used to, there's this wheel and it just goes round and it comes back to the same point. Actually, what it is it goes round and it appears to come back to the same point, but when it's got to the same point, it's actually moved forward because it's three-dimensional. So it's going like this. If you can kind of understand that, see that it's going forwards at the same time. So each time we meet at one of these points, we're further forward than we were last year. And last time we're at the same kind of level again, but we've gone a cycle round and we're forward. And if you watch, there's a really good video, I can't remember where it's on, but where it is, but it was going around Facebook, of the planets. I'm sure you could find it. Probably loads of you have seen it. It's really beautiful. It's an animation of the planets and that's how they actually go. They don't go around in circles because everything is moving on. So they all go round each other as they go along, and it's really beautiful. And that's creative force, and that's the feminine creation. Well, it's balanced, but the creative energy of the feminine is the how to just I don't know. I haven't quite got that. I haven't quite got the words for that. But there's a definite feminine creative force in the kind of ongoing spiral. I think there's more for me to to hear, to listen to myself for. So thank you for listening today. I'll post up on Facebook about next week, and I think there won't be any others in between unless they tell me to do one, but I think it'll just be the next one will be next week. And then there's another 3-3 at the end of March. There's the 30th. Oh yeah, that was another thing I wanted to say. The 30th is Easter. Oh no, it's Good Friday. That was it. 30th is Good Friday, and it's about the resurrection. That's the fourth 3-3 in this month, and it's a 3-3 day on Good Friday, and it's about the resurrection of. Whoa, that energy's strong there. Can you feel that? As soon as I started talking about that, it just came. Wow, it's the resurrection of our true selves. On the 30th, on the 3-3, the 30th. So it'll be a good Friday. So there'll be one. I'll be doing that. I'll be doing something. Don't know what, but something here. Thank you, everybody. Much love and appreciation for all of you and the paths that you're on and what you're doing and what you're honouring you for what you're going through. Everyone going through so much. And it's really important that we're looking after ourselves and connecting with each other for support. So thank you. And I'll see you again soon. Lots of love.